Hey everyone! I spent almost 2 hours in a park today with 4 men, 3 of them strangers from the internet. You know what? I didn't get raped. It was a great day. Stop playing break free from your chains, to break free from your cage. What we don't want to do is go back to a traditionalist world. Hi Laci! I'm Diana Davison, and you're not going to like me very much. And before we get into the topic of the day, my intro, I've been asked a few times, it comes from a video I did called Women Against Feminism, or something about why I don't trust them, and I'll link to that below. So that's where that comes from. And also, I had some interesting questions about gynocentrism and why traditionalism isn't going to work as a model for relationships between men and women. So I'm going to try and address that in the near future as well. But today, I'm going to call to account a YouTuber who most people have heard of. And I haven't addressed this person in the past because it just seemed like too easy to do a trash video because she's just ridiculous. But anyways, I'm gonna do this in a little bit jump cut style, like she does, because apparently that's what the audience on YouTube likes, is little jump cuts everywhere.
Oh, hi babes, yours truly here. This is an object.
So question number 1, why does Laci Green matter? Well, she calls herself a sex educator, and she has correctly identified her demographic. 13 to 17-year-old girls. So let's look at what she's telling them.
This is an object. Objects exist to do something for me, while I, Laci, cutter of paper, am the subject. Subjects act, while objects are acted upon. Now I know you're thinking, crazy Laci, what's this got to do with sexuality? And the answer is everything.
And you'll wonder why your audience is going down in age. When you talk to people like they're 13 years old, that's the audience you're gonna get. But I know that's not the audience you intended, so why are you talking to women like they're 13 years old? On April 23rd, Ohio State hosted a talk by Laci Green, an educational talk called Best Sex Ever. Now, is it fair to hold Laci Green accountable for her audience? Because, she's just running a YouTube channel. She can't control which people subscribe to her, right? But what does Laci Green think about your responsibility on a YouTube channel? Is it just your channel? Is it just what you have to say and your thoughts and your opinions on it? Well, she had some pretty harsh stuff to say to Jenna Marbles. Now, Jenna Marbles, unlike Laci, is not a sex educator. Jenna Marbles runs a comedy channel. And I looked at the video that Laci is responding to, and I gotta say, I think that Jenna gave better sex advice to women. I think that Jenna actually did show that she cares about women's safety and well-being, and the advice she gave was a hell of a lot more useful than what Laci Green had to say.
So I did have another video for you today, but last night I was on YouTube and I found this video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Jenna Marbles.
You can look like a slut, act like a slut, but I would only judge you in how many dicks you put in your body on a regular basis. Someday, I hope maybe you realize that it feels much better when you're just not having so many dicks in you. John Mayer said, your body is a wonderland, but you know what? It's your choice if you want Wonderland to be an exclusive club, or if you want Wonderland to be like a theme park where kids get in for free on Saturdays with a canned good.
That's why people subscribe to Jenna Marbles. That was fucking hilarious. And actually good advice.
Ugh, Jenna girl, oh my, I love you, but man, why are you putting me through this?
Now I know you and Jenna both use jump cuts in your videos, but you wouldn't actually jump cut something Jenna said that sort of clarified her point, would you? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't do that.
And how many dicks you put in your body on a regular basis. Someday, I hope maybe you realize that you can look like a slut, act like a slut, but I would only judge you in how many dicks you put in your body on a regular basis, of whose names you have no idea.
Now Laci's going to do something wonderful here. She's about to go through a list of female sexuality issues they face, and I want you to keep these in mind, that this is what she feels people should be free to do sexually and to express themselves in the world. And we're going to find out who's people in the world of Laci Green.
Because of her bad behavior, we reduce her status from human being down to giant fucking whore.
Yeah, just like if a guy has sex with a woman and it turns out she didn't like it later, he goes from man to rapist.
She's in another category now. My friend Charlie Glickman once said to me, they don't respect sluts, they don't respect women. And I was like, yes. Because if we want to believe that we respect women, that can't just be like, I only respect women who do sex the way I would do it, who only make sexual choices that I think is cool.
Well, you know, unlike the way you only respect men who do sex the way you think they should do it, you know, and the expectations on them are to basically treat women like 13-year-olds.
Otherwise, all you're saying is, homegirl, you need to earn my respect by having sex the way I think you should. And honestly, I feel like that's some arrogant bullshit. Because women are taught to spend so much time figuring out how to please everyone else. Women should be figuring out how to please themselves.
God, that's just fucking rich, man. You're suggesting, you and your feminist buddies there are suggesting that men take courses learning how to please women and learning how to cater to their needs and their sensitivities and place women's interests above their own. But, you know, forget all that because, you know, if you reverse the genders here, then apparently there's a double standard that you think, you know, society requires. Awesome. Awesome. Good sex education going on here. What else have you got?
The thing about bad decisions, though, is that there are men and women and animals all throughout the friggin' animal kingdom that make stupid-ass decisions. That's because we're all stupid. I'm stupid. You're stupid. Let's be real. Humanity is one big fucking stupid party. The difference is that for women, promiscuity is considered a stupid decision. And when you make bad decisions, you pay the consequences, like losing everyone's respect, being shamed, being called a slut, being bullied.
Right, and when people get drunk, they make bad decisions, but only men are accountable for those bad decisions. Women don't really have consequences. They just, you know, say they were raped, and everyone agrees with them now, and men go to jail. That's the consequence for men for making a stupid decision. But when women make stupid decisions, it's not their fault. Everyone's stupid.
Even when guys do make bad decisions, they're dudes. Dudes make bad decisions sometimes. They can't help themselves. And this, my dear friends, is what sexism looks like.
No, sexism is like when you tell women that they're vulnerable and they deserve special care, and that when they make a bad decision, it's just a bad decision, get over it. We're all like that. But when men make bad decisions, they're rapists and they go to jail. That's sexism. Right there. And you're one of the promoters of this. Congratulations. All right, now this is just kind of getting boring. Let's go back and see what Jenna had to say, because she's far more interesting and way more fun.
So next time you go out, go find that girl and go help her. Don't let her just be stranded like some baby giraffe, like walking around in the wild with her wobbly legs. Save her.
And now, on to some more recent shit, because that was like, I don't know, a year or 2 years ago, this video with Jenna Marbles, I think it was 2 years ago. So let's look at what she's talking about now. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to compare it to what she talked about at the beginning of the channel.
There's a new song that came out within the last few weeks that's making waves. It's called OMG by Jenna Marbles, the Teen Boom Boom doll. This title is problematic for a lot of reasons, but mostly because she's not a teen. She's 12 years old, which is probably why what would otherwise be deemed another crappy pop music video is making a lot of waves. Chock full of pseudo strip dances, hip swinging, and some Victoria's Angel-esque lingerie, OMG is a visual landscape of lusty 12-year-olds. I feel creepy that those words are even coming out of my mouth.
I see, Laci. So you think 12, 13, your demographic, not much older than that. You think that they shouldn't be sexualized and they should be discouraged from wearing hypersexualized clothing, and there's rules that apply when it's not your audience, right?
Thing that seems to be flying over all these administrators' heads. The reality of middle school and high school is this: everybody is distracted. Everybody's bodies are changing, crushes, it's all new, it's all exciting, and it is not just boys. Girls have sexual feelings too.
You're psychologically pairing things that have been sexualized, like the clothing, the dancing, the lyrics, with something that should not be sexualized: a 12-year-old. Now, all that in mind, I have but one question. Where are her parents?
Sweet baby muffin cuties. Is that how you talk to women? And what about this female agency? Even these young girls with their sexual agency and stuff, right? So you complain that women are sold costumes that are slutty.
It's regular Halloween costumes for boys and sexed up versions, only sexed up versions for girls. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Well, let me tell you, the last time I went into a Halloween costume store, they were selling lingerie. Halloween is the time of year when women go out to find their sexy costumes. So who's making these women buy these costumes? It's like, oh, they can't, sew something themselves. They can't go out as a hobo. They don't want to, Laci. They want to go out as a slut. They like dressing up in costumes like you.
Oh, hi, babes. I will be your dom this evening.
All right, so what am I trying to say here? You're a hypocrite? Yeah, I'm saying you're a hypocrite. Because if you change your opinion, that's fine. But you ought to clarify how your opinion changed and why. Do you have double standards? Yeah, I think that's pretty well proven here, that your standard for male sexuality is to place huge responsibilities onto them. You know, they're supposed to have ESP, to read women's minds, by checking in with their little infant girlfriends, because they've got the mind of 13-year-olds. Your audience was older than that, and you've talked them down into the 13-year-old range. You are treating women as if they have the mentality of a 13-year-old who doesn't know what scissors do, okay? And do you matter? Yeah, unfortunately, you do. You should be accountable for what you're saying in public, because you're no longer just a YouTuber. You are a sexual expert. You are a sex educator going around to college campuses and spreading your twaddle, this disgusting double standard, and at the same time claiming that women are oppressed. You, Laci Green, are creating rape culture. You are creating a culture in which women expect to be treated like children while they go out and act like adults, and you're taking all the responsibility for their own decisions and behavior away from them. And the result is a bunch of women who make bad choices, but they're not bad choices. It's rape. You are creating rape culture. So could you just please stop? Stop. You don't have to stop your channel. Just stop spouting off obnoxious and harmful bullshit. You're toxic and a hypocrite. All right, I'm going to have to say that at the end of this, I really agree with Laci Green on one thing.
I'm stupid.
And now for the rape joke of the week. For me, having sex is a lot like spreading butter on toast. You could do it with a credit card, but it's a lot easier with a knife.